Solar sounds simple on the surface, panels on a roof, free energy forever. But that's exactly why so many people they get burned because they underestimate how many small decisions go into a system that actually works long term. And the biggest mistake beginners make isn't choosing the wrong panel or brand. It's jumping in without understanding their own energy usage first because if you don't know how much power you actually consume day to day, you're guessing when you size your system. And guessing leads to either overspending or on equipment you don't need, or worse yet, installing a system that can't keep up with your demand and forcing you back onto the grid more than expected. And that really does defeat the purpose. So, before you even think about panels, you need to look at your past electric bills and identify your average kilowatt hour usage and understand when you use the most power because timing matters just as much as total consumption, especially if you're considering batteries or time of use rates. And that leads to the second major mistake, ignoring how your location and your roof setup affects your performance. Because solar isn't one size fits all. Your latitude, your roof angle, your shading from trees or nearby structures, and even the direction your roof faces, they all impact how much your energy you'll actually produce. And people skip this step, assume the advertised output is what they'll get, and then get disappointed when reality doesn't match their expectations. But those estimates are based on ideal conditions, not your specific setup. So you need a realistic production estimate, not a sales pitch. And speaking of sales pitches, another huge mistake is rushing into contracts with solar companies without fully understanding the terms. Because some deals look great up front, but lock you into long term agreements with escalating payments, hidden fees, or complicated layout clauses, especially with leases and power purchase agreements, and where you don't actually own the system. And while those options can make sense in certain situations, many people sign without realizing they're giving up control and long term savings. And if ownership is your goal, you need to read every detail, and understanding financing terms and compare the multiple quotes instead of going with the first offer that sounds good. And that ties directly into another common mistake too, focusing only on the upfront cost instead of the total system value. Because cheaper isn't always better in solar, and low cost equipment or installation can lead to lower efficiency, shorter lifespans, or higher maintenance costs, which eat into your savings over time. And on the flip side, overpaying for premium equipment that doesn't significantly improve your output is just as bad. So the goal isn't to find the cheapest or most expensive options, it's to find the best balance between cost, performance, and reliability. And that requires understanding the basic system components like panel efficiency, inverter types, and warranty coverage, because those factors determine how your system performs over the next 20 to 30 years, not just the first few months. And another rookie mistake is overlooking the inverter because everyone talks about panels, but the inverter is actually what converts the energy into usable electricity. And choosing between string inverters and micro inverters or power optimizers can significantly impact your system's performance, especially if you have shading or a complex roof layout. And ignoring the decision can cost you efficiency without you even realizing it. And then there's battery questions too, which is one of the most misunderstood parts of solar because people assume batteries are required to go solar when in reality, many grid tied systems don't need them at all. And adding batteries significantly increases the cost. So if your goal is just to reduce your electric bill, you may not need storage. But if you want backup power during outages or more energy independence, then batteries make sense. And skipping this analysis leads to either overspending or unmet expectations. And another mistake that trips people up is failing to plan for future energy needs because your usage today might not be for your usage tomorrow. And if you plan to buy an electric vehicle, add new appliances, and expand your home, your energy demand will increase. And if your system isn't designed with that in mind, you may outgrow it faster than expected, which means either upgrading later at a higher cost or continuing to rely on the grid more than you'd like. So, thinking ahead is critical. And while we're on planning, many beginners ignore local regulations and permits, then utility policies, which can delay the installation or impact how your system connects to the grid, especially when it comes to net metering when you get credit for excess energy you send back, because those policies, they vary by location and can change over time, affecting your long-term savings. So you need to understand the rules in your area before committing, not after. And another big one is poor installation quality too, because even the best equipment won't perform well if it's installed incorrectly. Loose wiring, improper mounting, or bad panel placement can reduce the efficiency and create long term issues. And this is why choosing a reputable installer matters just as much as choosing the right equipment. Because a good installer will design the system properly, handle permits, and ensure everything is optimized for your specific setup. And yet, many people go with the cheapest installer to save money up front, only to deal with the problems later. And that's a trade off that rarely does pay off. And then there's maintenance, which people often assume is non existent. But while solar systems are relatively low maintenance, they're not zero maintenance. Panels can get dirty, debris can accumulate, and system components can degrade over time. So, occasional cleaning, monitoring, inspections are necessary to keep everything running efficiently. And ignoring that can lead to reduced output and without you even noticing it. And one of the most overlooked mistakes is not monitoring your system at all, because once it's installed, people assume it's working perfectly. But without tracking your production, you won't know if something is underperforming or failing. And a modern systems often come with monitoring apps to show the real-time data. And using those tools allows to catch issues early and ensure you're getting the performance you paid for. And finally, one of the biggest mindset mistakes is expecting instant, dramatic savings without understanding the timeline. Because solar is a long term investment and not a quick flip. And the savings build every year as you often offset your electric bill and benefit from the incentives. And if you go expecting immediate massive returns, you might feel disappointed even if your system is performing exactly as it should. So, getting realistic expectations is key, because when you understand the timeline, the cost, and the benefits, solar becomes far less confusing and far more effective. And avoiding these rookie mistakes isn't about becoming an expert overnight, it's about slowing down, doing the research, and making informed decisions at each step. Because the difference between a system that saves you money and one that causes frustration usually comes down to the choices you make before the installation, not after. And if you take the time to get those right, solar can be one of the smartest investments you make, not one of the most expensive lessons you learn. Thanks for watching today. If you found value in today's video, please subscribe. Without a subscription base, I can't grow here on YouTube. So please subscribe if you found value to this video so we can continue to grow here on YouTube. Also, comment down below. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. I respond to every positive comment that's possible. I'll only ignore the negative ones, though I don't bother. Thanks for watching. Also, check out this video to the right. It could also help you on your off-grid tiny house journey. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow.